What up, what up, what up? Double M's, it's your boy Keys.
And it's your girl Mandy.
And we back.
With another video.
Yeah.
And this time we are doing what? Lobster tails. We got that roast here.
Oh, she did her thing, y'all. Cooking.
I cooked it.
Cooking for her man.
Being a good wife. And we got some salad we made. It's got all the fixings, y'all. My salad has onions, cucumbers, tomatoes, real bacon pieces, and raisins, and some sesame seeds. And I got that avocado ranch and black olives too, y'all. Love black olives.
Mine got everything she got with a little bit of egg.
And we got sweet potato here with some cinnamon butter. And we got them lobster tails with that butter and that lemon. We're gonna get into this what, baby?
Blessing session. Most loving and gracious Father, thank you for your many blessings. Thank you for our friends and loved ones that came to join us. We ask your blessings upon them and upon this food. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. All right, y'all, we're gonna get into it. How y'all doing today? He's all cut off, y'all.
Oh, y'all can see me. I'm over here still with this salad. I still got a little bit of raisins and stuff to put on there.
Drizzle, baby.
But I'm gonna let y'all see me.
Y'all finna dig into this salad. I've been craving a salad, y'all, and a good one. Not no store-bought, put together salad, but me making one at home, and that's what I did. I made sure I had all the fixings. I got cucumber on here, raisins, onions. And I love onions, y'all. I'm an onion girl.
Yeah, if I do it like that, then y'all can see me.
And the olives on here.
Make it rain on that salad with them raisins.
I put 2 packs on mine. And them olives on there. This salad full of flavor. With the tomatoes. And that avocado ranch, y'all, is just a bomb.
One of my sisters didn't like raisins growing up. They said they look like little roaches.
Please, not while I'm eating. That's what she thought. Wrong with you? Foolishness. Eat a hush.
See? There go that mama spirit again.
Whatever.
Eat and hush.
You ever talking like that? Well, that was you like that. You hear that? No, I don't like bugs. I'm telling you, I see bugs I can't even do with y'all. Change subject. This salad is so good.
Keys ain't eating, he's still dressing. I like my food to look good.
He always up forever, y'all. I'm ready to start eating. He ended up boiling the egg, his salad. I said, look at him.
I need a little bit of pepper.
Go make you all a salad, y'all. Get y'all a salad. Make y'all one, go get y'all one. And enjoy y'all a fresh salad. With all the fixings that you like. Don't tell me this is a good eat.
These sunflower seeds, y'all.
How about you setting it off too? With them olives and onions.
run that guy away.
Y'all, I slow cook this roast meat in the oven. I season it really good. I put a little olive oil on it. And I let it cook for 2.5 hours on 325 degrees. And I'm talking about so tender, you can cut it with a butter knife. And a plastic one of that. Let me just pull apart.
She was showing me while I was at work. I could smell it through the phone.
You so good. He sure could. Lying behind. He's ready to eat though when he saw it.
Oh, it looked good too.
Delish. This salad's so good, y'all. I don't want to get too full on the leaves, but I'm gonna tear that salad up. Best believe, gotta be my go-to if I get hungry a little later. Finishing off my salad. This meat's so tender. Like I said, you can just tear right into it with a plastic silverware.
We're gonna try to see some. We're gonna eat right off the
It's good.
Yeah, it's tender, y'all. Almost definitely.
Sweet to the bone, baby.
Most definitely gonna make me a sandwich out of this.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's a nice little thing to have when you go to work. Have some of this. Look at that meat. Very good eating, y'all. Ain't nothing like fixing you something to eat at home.
Eating too fast.
I'm a greedy man. Good at it, baby. I like that sweet potato. Really good. I'm gonna squeeze that lemon across that butter on that lobster tail.
Y'all, I wish I could taste this meat. With the little garlic on it.
These lobster tails little, y'all, but I don't mind because I can't eat that much no way. This is up my alley. Delish.
Yeah, it's so tender.
You over tearing it up. Over getting it in. Good to you, baby. It's so moist, you know? What you need, baby?
Nothing.
Give me a little water.
Got them steamed little lobster tail.
They good too, especially if you put a little lemon on them with the butter. Really good. Excuse me, y'all. Like good food to make you burp a little bit. Ooh.
It ain't better than this meat though.
My meat's the highlights. He loving that roast. It's good though. I season it up so good, y'all. I use complete seasoning. I use little accent salt. I use some of that Satsone seasoning.
If you're a vegan, this ain't the place to be right now.
No, it ain't.
But
Well, this food up. Listen, you be understanding why people say it's so hard to give up meat. Food just be too good.
especially when you got something that's cooked so good.
And I slow cooked that thing, y'all. When I say I slow cooked it, I cooked it for 2.5 hours covered. I wrapped it really good and sealed it tight so no so it could really like get real tender. And then I let it cook for like maybe 15 to 20 more minutes uncovered with onions on top. And man.
Yeah, the crisp up on the top.
The crisp on the outside, and brown. Perfection. And then all them juices from it, it's so delicious, y'all. So good. He ain't gonna eat all that meat.
Told you I'm gonna make me a sandwich out of that.
Yeah. But y'all, let me tell y'all what I want to talk about. The kids. The children of today. Like, are these the children of today? Or are these just random stories or isolated incidents that are occurring in some people's households? I don't know. Today I was reading an article where a 4-year-old girl, Maleah Davis from Texas, was reportedly kidnapped, murdered, dismembered by her stepdad, and flushed down the drain or harmed. Like, some of the stuff that I'm seeing in the news is like crazy. Like crazy. Like, you know, it's so scary to just have anybody around your children. It's so scary. Like, that's the one thing Keys and I agree on. If God bless us to have children, if it's in his will, I don't want everybody around my kids. You know, coming up, my mom, she never had men around. If she had a man, I never knew about him. Honestly, because she never had nobody around. And she said that was specifically why she didn't have anybody around, because she didn't want anybody touching me or doing something to my sister or my brothers. She just never, you know, she never had a life like that for herself, you know, with anyone around us that, you know,
Y'all,
it's hard.
If y'all think, those of y'all that know us, outside of, you know, social media,
yeah,
if y'all think we protective of each other like this, just imagine a kid in the equation. Lord have mercy.
It'll be too much. It'll be too much.
Yes. Well, we already gonna be spatting about who got the most parenting time.
No, we ain't. The baby gonna be with me, so you gonna be with us.
This I know is a lie.
No, it ain't either.
A lie.
No, it ain't either. I mean, you gonna be with us.
Daddy Keys.
Yeah. With Mama Mandy.
Over there, sleep.
No, I'm not either. Don't do me like that. Oh, so you gonna be up taking care of the baby while I'm sleeping? That's what you trying to say? Is that a word?
Mm-hmm.
I know you ain't talking with your sleeper behind.
We're gonna be on the move.
Exactly.
We're gonna be on the move. Me and the baby.
You know, me and the baby gonna be on the move. You better catch up with us.
We need to get mama. No, come on here.
See, that's why we can't even have no kids. See what I'm talking about? He always talking about leaving me behind with the baby so we need to get mama. See what I'm talking about? He already got this whole little life playing with him and his baby without me. You ain't get no baby then. Nope. You ain't get no baby. Mm-mm. You leave me out. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, you're not. Yeah, but that was so sad, y'all. It just made me think like, man, you know, people say, oh, when you gonna have kids? Man, it's scary. It's scary the thought of having kids, you know? Sometimes I say, yeah, I want a kid. And then sometimes I'm like, man, maybe this is God's way of, you know, letting me know it's not time yet, you know, and if the time ever comes, you know, hopefully I'm in a better position to be present, to raise my children and actually be a greater influence in their life. I don't want nobody else influencing my kids or teaching my kids things that are contrary to what I believe or what I know to be right. You know, I don't want my kids being bullied, and you know, you hear about kids, you know, committing suicide because somebody's bullying them or calling them names or picking at the way they dress. You know, we've all gone through something like that before in our life, you know, where we've been either picked on, you know, feelings hurt by somebody. You know, people just, you know, kids are cruel, man. And unfortunately, there's some cruel, even more cruel adults out there. You know, and some of these adults that are cruel like this had issues as a kid that nobody ever addressed or ever helped them or ever even paid attention to the problem. Or, oh well, they'll grow out of it. People don't grow out of things. That saying got to go. We got to
myth. That's a myth.
We truly have to go ahead and have a funeral for that saying. Go have a funeral for it, get the pallbearers out, and carry that sucker on to the burial grounds. Because I'm telling you, people do not grow out of stuff. People grow out of clothes. Yeah, you grow out of some clothes. But a mindset and thinking, people don't all the time grow out of that kind of stuff. And people got different things going on with them mentally, and they carry that stuff over in their adulthood. I'm telling you.
All these type of learned behaviors.
Like, we was watching a clip. It was recommended to us on YouTube. And babe, tell them the clip you saw. Because I was in shock when you sent it to me. I'm like, what is this?
All right, so we flipping it, but we coming back to the situation about the man that was a stepfather and killed the stepdaughter. Is still a lot of light we want to shine on that.
Yeah.
But there was a clip that came through our feed. And
brace yourselves for this foolishness, because I was like,
the little girl is what?
9.
9 years old. She looked every bit about
5 or 6.
Yeah. Something around.
With her little cornrows going to the bed.
Yeah, 5 to 7, something like that. But she 9 years old. Straight grown mess. Beat the stipend. I don't even know what stipend is, but I heard my mama say it before. Beat the stipend out you.
Boy, you crazy.
Man, little girl cuss her mama out, call her fat,
bees,
and all kinds of
derogatory names.
Oh man, straight disrespect.
And then when they called her out to the front, you know, Maury always had them in the back waiting while they talk about some of the behaviors, and they show you a little clip of what they've been doing and what they've been saying and how they've been behaving. When they brought the little girl out, honey, when I tell you cussing the audience out, I mean showing her behind. Y'all take a look at this, and y'all look at this and y'all tell us what y'all think. Okay, that's what y'all do.
Wasn't bad enough. Bernetta recently found out that her 9-year-old has been drinking alcohol, has been stealing, And worst of all, apparently she's practicing to be a topless dancer. Here is your daughter, Nadia. Watch this.
My name is Nadia and I'm 9 years old. When my mom tells me to change my clothes, I call her fat ass, a bitch, and a hoe. My body's so sexy, 20-year-old man stare at me. Nobody's gonna tell me what to wear, 'cause I'm the bomb. I drink, I steal, and I smoke. I don't give a if I go to jail. I'm so sexy, I do the dance called the fire. When I get older, I'll be a topless dancer. Look, y'all need to go home and change your I'm looking at all the audience. She don't match, she don't match, she don't match. Neither one of y'all. Yeah, I said your white ass don't match. Don't tell your mama that, bitch.
Now, you saw that. That little girl is off the chain. Talking about she smoked cigarettes. I'm 9 years old and grown men want to be with me. Or whatever she was saying.
Oh, yeah. 20-year-old man look at me and think I'm fine.
And then what she said she wanted to be?
I'ma be me a topless stripper. Okay.
It ain't funny, y'all, but it's like, whoa. I even asked Keith, I said, Keith, what would you do if you had a child like that? He said, we're going straight to DJJ. He said they going straight to DJJ, y'all.
At this point.
At this point.
You see how it's bringing that ebonics talk out you?
Get it together.
This young lady right here, even if you tried to whoop her,
She won't do no good.
It's gonna make it worse.
9 years old, y'all smoking cigarettes. I was totally outdone. I'm like, oh my God, at 9 years old.
But
I had to start thinking about what I was doing at 9 years old. At 9 years old was
9 years old, yeah, like I was being a kid.
Me too.
That stuff was
doing kid
that stuff was introduced. No matter what, if
but
it's
even
social
if I saw
media,
other adults smoking or whatever, I never want to do that.
If some people being invited to the house, the company her mother keeping, or she watching certain television shows on TV. So you got to be careful what you watching and what your kids mimicking. Hip hop Atlanta, hip hop New York, hip hop Hollywood, hip hop Fantasywood.
Hip hop Miami, the newest franchise.
Whatever, all that your kids watching. You know, they fascinate. You seen it on all the movies, all the shows. Look at the Michael Jackson story. Him and his brothers went to perform, and then after a performance, they supposed to went back upstairs, and then the little topless lady came out, and then some of the brothers came back down, standing by the steps trying to see. Kids are fascinated with everything that they don't supposed to see.
That's true.
So it's up to us as parents to explain to them both sides of the situation. That little girl need to go to a scared straight. It's a certain type of scared that you got to put in a kid to make them understand the consequences behind what you're doing.
Your behavior,
to get them in order.
And we got to do more parental controlling. Like, parents ain't parental controlling a lot of stuff. You know, these kids on the internet doing stuff. They seeing things. Nobody's monitoring on what they looking at on the internet. And then by the time you realize what they looking at, it's already too late. They've been exposed to it. You know, so it's important that we be active as parents, involved in what they doing, checking up on them, going through their stuff in their room. My mom used to go through my stuff. Yeah. You know, I used to, thought it was an invasion of privacy and things like that. But when you were a kid that young, you ain't got no privacy. You know, I didn't know what you're doing. I didn't know what's going on in here. Now that I'm grown and I'm an adult, and I see what's going on today in society, it's important to know what your kids are doing. It's important to be active, involved. Like, go in the room sometimes to check what's going on in there, okay? Just making sure everything copacetic, you know what I'm saying?
You invaded my privacy.
You ain't got no privacy. When you get your own place, you have your privacy. But up in here, I'm going to know what's going on.
Look here, y'all.
I'm telling you.
I believe when growing up as a kid, it needs to be done in stages. I believe kids need to be rewarded at a certain time in their age. You got kids with computers, with cell phones, with all type of stuff that some of them don't even need to have.
You just expose them to everything they don't even be looking at.
At a certain age. Now, I'm not saying all kids don't need that. I'm saying some kids are not ready for that particular exposure yet.
They're not responsible enough for it. They're not. So the first thing they want to do is go on the phone and on the internet looking up devilment. And then they already now learning how to delete the cookies or caches on the phone. So you can't see what they was doing previously, the history. Man, these kids smart. I'm telling you, they smart. If they know more about the product than you do, you ain't got no business buying it for them. Because you need to know everything about that iPhone that you buying for your child. To know all the things they could be doing on there, sneaking around with people, meeting people places. It's so many ways to communicate nowadays with the internet and all these gadgets and stuff they coming out with. You just got to be careful, man, because it's sad. It really is sad.
And that what she just said, I need y'all to simmer in that. If your child knows how to handle a certain device better than you and they're underage, do not get that device until you yourself know how to program and have a better understanding of that device before you get it for your kid.
I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. And with all this outside influence nowadays, kids are easily swayed, even with strangers. Kids are easily swayed to even talk to strangers. You
Especially
know what I'm saying?
If you
Stranger danger don't work no more.
Especially if you don't talk to your kids.
I'm telling you, yeah.
And have them around other kids at a younger age so they will understand that they need to have their own way of thinking and not somebody else's. You know what I'm saying? Somebody tell them about something. Whoop, stop. I don't want to hear that. And walk away. Instead of them getting an earful, then go home, try that stuff out, and then get in trouble and wondering why little Timmy and little Sarah over there don't get in trouble because they do that stuff over there at their house. Your parents accept that. We ain't accept that under my roof. Not in my house. Not behind my doors.
I remember when I was young, and I remember being over my cousin's house, and my uncle used to always, feel like you should never close the doors. He always wanted to make sure the doors to the rooms of his house was open. Like, because he just felt like his kids, he felt like when the doors are closed, he said kids be meditating on filth. God bless him, my uncle he was so real, man. Uncle Lynn was so real, y'all. He was so real. And he was like, my uncle was like, to be meditating on filth. And I'll never forget my cousin had closed the door. What he meant by meditating on filth, he's like, boys, doing what boys do with magazines and stuff like that. And so he was like, I told you don't close on doors in my house. Mom was like that too. Man, your parents only know when they know. And they parent just alike. Because watching my uncle parent when I'll be around him, my cousins are hanging out with them, was like watching my mother in action because they had the same kind of parenting style. And it was so funny. They discerned, their mannerism was the same. They only 2 years apart too. So I'm over there and my uncle, when I tell you my uncle, he kicked the door off the hinges. He kicked the door so hard that it flew on top of my cousin. While he was laying in the bed. He wasn't doing that but is listening to music. But still, my uncle said, didn't I tell you? Man, he scared the mess out of my cousin. That door, when the whole door flew off the hinges and onto the bed. Man, listen here. I know when I got home that day, I know one thing. My doors wide open. I don't need your sister trying to keep the doors off the hinges on me.
I'm telling you, the worst thing a parent to know about their kid is have police coming to their door. The worst thing a parent can have is with that child is police coming to the door because your kids got stuff hid in the house. That's stolen goods, drugs.
Yep.
You know.
And you don't know what's going on. You don't even know why the police at your house. And that's the worst feeling because it make you look like you're not even paying attention to what's going on with your kid. The police having to tell you what's going on and you don't even know what's going on right under your nose and the evidence right there in your house. And
it's not even the fact that they the police. This is enough. Just take the police suit
out
off.
of the situation. Yep. It's another adult. Another grown up coming to your house saying and just imagine. These are people that's block cops, street cops. Yep.
However you want to call it. Coming. They know your kid better than you. They know what your kid doing out there in the street more than you.
True. And it's bad.
No, not my son. No,
and
not my daughter.
And then some of y'all get an attitude with the officer, but the officer just trying to let you know, hey, before he head down a road that he can't come back from, I'm trying to let you know that's what your kid is doing. You know, some of us want to defend our kids, but you know what? In order to help our kids get better, sometimes we need to stand by that officer and be like, hey, you wrong. Because I'm going to tell you something. When you have that kind of parent who back you even when you wrong, like, that's the worst thing. You know, I even heard my cousin tell me when she used to teach 6th grade at one of like the East Side High type middle schools here in Orlando. And I remember she said that she had a teacher parent conference with a parent or whatever. And the boy, he all dressed up. He got the Jordans on. I mean, he fresh to death, head to toe. But he ain't even got pencil and paper for class. And when my cousin, who is a teacher, is informing the parent of this, she acting like, why you ain't got no pencil and paper for class?
You asking your child.
The parent is just as ignorant as a child. And it's like, come on. Ain't no way my son walk around fresh to death for school, but you ain't ready to learn nothing. You just going out there trying to talk to girls and trying to be the fly guy. Oh no, not having it. I'm gonna come out there and embarrass you if you don't get your act together. Come on, we got time for that. Come on, you got time for that. I ain't saying, you know, oh, you should go out here abusing and beating on your children, because that's not the answer either. But you gotta exercise some type of firmness with some of these kids. Because when I saw that little 9-year-old girl in that video cussing like that at the audience and disrespecting those adults and Mario on the show and everything, and the mother was sitting there like she was almost about to crack a smile. Like she was about to laugh a little bit. I'm just looking like, wow.
We living in a society where ignorance is the best hot dish served up on a silver plate.
Everybody's buying in ignorance and people love it. Ain't it sad? They love it. Positivity, trying to do the right thing. Ain't nobody into that.
You soft, weak,
ain't nobody
green.
Into that. That's sad, but oh well, I'll be soft and weak and green because I ain't doing that. That's crazy to me. People out here literally compromising themselves. You know, first of all, I will be embarrassed to go on live television on anybody's TV network and show, and my child is behaving in such a way.
9 years old.
Listen. They gonna have the police back there because I'm gonna have to go backstage. And like you said, them little cartoon, pow, boom, smack. Be back there getting it in. Don't play with me like that. Come on now.
Man.
That's too much. She was cussing up a storm, calling everybody BITCHs. She was telling everybody how they wasn't dressed. They wasn't matching.
On stage, y'all know the real mamas back there in the day would have took the microphone cord. Luckily, these microphones now come cordless. But she would have took a microphone.
Let me tell you, my mom would have jacked me up like this.
What?
She'd have took me by my shirt. I'm telling you, she'd have took me by my shirt. Me and Deborah would have been in the back. I'm telling you, she'd have put them things on me. You done lost your mind? You gone crazy?
What you doing, bastard?
You already know, my mama. You already know. She ain't having it. She have it. Listen, mom used to give us a look back in the day. We knew what time it was. Let me go sit down somewhere.
I got a sense of what my mama do, cause it gotta have a big black screen. Just one make it with Marguerite.
You ain't gonna make it with Deborah ain't doing that stuff either, huh? Please. The customer like that man, mom would have went ballistic on me. 9 years old, to I'm smoking cigarettes. 20-year-old men want to be with me. Girl. I was looking at her. I kept watching the mother while this girl was behaving like this in the video. I kept watching the mother's reaction to see like, okay, what is she gonna do? And I almost felt like I thought I caught her about to smile. You know, I could be wrong, but it looked like that to me. Like she was almost like, and she was looking at her daughter in shock, like, you really gonna do this right here? Lady, come on. You have no control over this child. And it made me wonder if you've been smoking cigarettes with her too, why she's so comfortable, you know, like that. 9 years old, comfortable like that, saying that kind of stuff.
Better yet, y'all know the uncles or the cool parents. Mm-hmm. Go on, let them get a swig of that.
Let me tell you something now. My uncle used to let us do that. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. My uncle done gave me beer before. You know, it was hot outside. I had been running and I was thirsty. And he said, "Go on, get your squid." And I took a squid of the beer. I sure did. It cooled me out, but guess what? It didn't make me want to be no beer drinker. It didn't make me want to go out there and drink all the time. No, it didn't. I remember even as young as 8 and 10, me and a couple of classmates came over to play with me, and they was like, "Hey, what's that up there?" And it was some Tennessee whiskey, and it was something my uncle probably would drink. My uncle didn't even drink. I don't even know I was in the house. You know what I'm saying? We went and made us up some glasses with some ice. Little glasses like we really doing it, and laid out, all of us knocked out sleep. And then I put water in it to try to put it back where it was. And my uncle finally came over to visit and he drunk it. He's like, "It tastes like water." I was over there quiet. Tell me, which one of y'all been in this bottle?
You know, sometimes parents and relatives do that to set an example. If I give them some, they'll know, this nasty, and they won't do it. Sometimes it has the direct opposite effect. And it end up, well, my dad and my uncles did it, and I started when I was 12, and I've been doing it since.
I saw what alcoholism did to my family. And I just didn't, and I always said I didn't want nothing to have control over me. You know, I never want anything to have control over me. You know what I'm saying? When Keys met me, I used to smoke Black and Milds every now and then. I was smoking when I wanted to, you know, and I would usually just smoke when I was drinking. But I stopped smoking them. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want anything to have control over me. And that was 10 years ago. I just cold turkey, just didn't pick them up no more, didn't buy them no more, didn't smoke them no more. Don't have a desire to smoke them to this day. You know, I don't want anything to have control over me. Like me and Keys can buy a liquor. We could buy a bottle of liquor or a bottle of wine, and I promise you it'll last all year long, because I don't want anything having control over me. The key to anything you do in life is moderation. Too much of anything could be hazardous to you. It ain't you talking about somebody who drink alcohol being bad. Ain't no different from you eating fatty foods and fast food every day, 24 hours out the day. You don't never have a cooked meal with vegetables. You don't never eat no lean meat. You know, nobody's judging you because, you just feeding yourself. But you killing yourself too. That's a disease too. And we don't think about it that way. So when I start working in substance abuse and I start seeing these kids, man, you know, hopped up on this heroin and, you know, alcoholism at such a young age, 20-something years old, drinking gallons of liquor a day. I mean, it's sad, y'all. It's
that's
sad.
Mental health.
It is mental health. Because they're masking the mental health problems with the alcohol or with the drugs. And that's exactly what it is. And that's why you have to do dual diagnosis. That's why doctors are doing dual diagnosis treatments where they can treat the mental health and treat the addiction. Because if the mental health part of it is never fixed, the behavior will never stop.
Yeah.
And that's what we're seeing with our young kids. And you know, it's really sad. And I don't think my uncle meant no harm by giving me that alcohol. Should he have done that? No, he shouldn't. That wasn't a responsible adult thing to do. But he gave me a little squid and that was it. But I just never wanted anything to have that kind of power over me. And that's just me. Just because you drink it don't mean I want to have a drink. Sometimes I go out with people and they say, "Hey, would you order something to drink?" No, I don't want anything to drink. Oh, I just have one drink. No, I said I don't want nothing to drink. That's me. You can't persuade me. I'm a leader. I'm naturally a leader. I naturally want to be the one to tell you what to do, how to do. That's me. Always been that way, bless you. Always been that way coming up. You know what I'm saying? But not every child thinks like that. Mm-hmm. Not every child has that self-control like that. I have that self-control. I just do. It's naturally in me. I always said, Lord, I don't want nothing to have control over me but you.
That's right.
That's always been my prayer. Lord, don't let nothing have control over me but you. Nothing. Nothing, nobody, nothing. Nobody can have control over me but God. And that's how I feel. And that's how I live my life. You know? Even when sometimes it's something I really, really want really, really bad, I sometimes discipline myself. You don't need that. Because I want to always exercise my strength to say no to certain things. Even as bad as I want it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't have to have it. And sometimes you got to be that way. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we'll cut the TVs off for days at a time. Won't watch no TV. Or sometimes I won't even look at my phone for a day or so. Just cut my phone completely off and no phone for the day. Because sometimes you exercise, I don't need it. I don't necessarily need it. Anybody that I care about, I'll contact them tomorrow. Sometimes you just gotta have that. You gotta have that mental awareness, man. I'm telling you, and you gotta teach it to your kids, because these kids nowadays, I'm telling you, they so caught up in social media and so caught up in the internet and all these electronic devices they coming out with. They could be sitting right next to each other in class and be texting instead of talking to each other.
Yeah.
You know, sitting right outside the school with a bell ring where you can talk a little bit and still texting. Come on, what is up with that? You want to go out with me? Sure, yeah. I mean, come on, no, that ain't the move. That ain't the move. Mm-hmm. Even when Keys met me at work and said, can we be text buddies? That was so funny, but we never was text buddies.
Never. We were always talking in person,
yeah, or on the phone. Have an actual phone call.
At the time, the phone I had, I ain't even know how to text on that joker, no way.
He had one of them Blackberries, y'all, with the little tiny buttons.
Yeah, I didn't.
10 years ago, phones was like, man. But yeah, you know, we not to get too far from that, but with the Maleah Davis story, that's so sad, y'all. You know, be mindful and just careful of who you have around your children. You know what I'm saying?
That's the whole.
Yeah,
that's the whole importance.
Yeah, don't put no new relationship before your already in place responsibility your child. You know, I'm not saying people who have children can't go find love and find a respectful, good man who don't do stuff like that, because it is possible. But just don't ignore any warning signs. The warning sign there, get out of there.
Yeah, because they always there.
Maybe just he just did that one time. Maybe that's not how he is all the time. Stop telling yourself lies. Stop believing the lies and get out of there. Get out of there. No man is worth it.
The pain,
I'd rather be alone.
Anguish,
I'd rather be alone.
the guilt that the pain, the anguish, the guilt that you'll feel behind all those, things that may happen, and you'll put all the weight on your shoulders because you'll be what I shoulda, coulda, woulda did.
When that I guess it's either the attorney for the young lady or her representative. I'm not sure who the black man was speaking in the news coverage, but he said that video footage saw the stepdad coming out of the house with a clothing basket and bleach, meaning he cleaned up after murdering that baby. That thing bothered me, y'all. I love kids, and I want to see our youth be the best they can possibly be. And that's why I want to definitely start doing volunteer work, helping children and being present in their life and being a great mentor, somebody they can look up to, somebody they can call if they are suffering abuse, somebody that they can have advocate for them. Because let me tell you something. Sometimes these parents so caught up in their own happiness and caught up in the moment, they don't be giving two hella beans about these children. And that's sad. It's really sad. Not everybody's a good parent. And we just have to recognize that some of us who don't have children are called to parent other people's children in a way. mentor other people's children and parent them and give them the guidance and love and understanding they need from an adult, treating them with respect and having good boundaries. Because that's the one thing I noticed that a lot of the children I worked with over the years in adolescent sexual abuse units and things like that, we both worked in that field for years, y'all.
Is having the appropriate
boundaries. And the adults didn't have appropriate boundaries. Yeah. That's why a lot of times you would have behavior problems from them, because they would try to cross those boundaries with you, and you're like, hey, no, yeah. I'm an adult who's going to show you the right way things are done with adults and children interaction. We don't do that. And
that's why you have those complications of those kids misbehaving and things, because whoever was their guardian
or caretaker
didn't have appropriate
boundaries. And that's why you see them sexually acting out and doing things. We've seen a lot of stuff, y'all. I'm talking about, we've worked with children on a psychiatric unit for years where the kids had been sexually abusive toward animals, you know, trying to rape dogs, raping their own sisters, siblings,
to get back at the parents,
and doing all kind of drugs, and even sexually acting out with each other on the unit, having to switch rooms all the time. I mean, you would switch rooms like musical chairs every day, but either there's some aggression going on between two people in the room, or sexually acting out with each other.
When aggression is involved, there's some type of sexuality involved when you're dealing with mental health and behavior with kids, also with adults. It's something that hasn't been brought to someone's attention, or they haven't got past that may have happened in the past, and they keep acting out with that, either aggression or either using sex or other things to try to get past those moments that they keep thinking about, or keep traumatizing them, or something that keeps making them think of that,
triggering them back to that thought. And you know, we used to also work on another unit where they were full of nothing but girls. Like, they had a unit for boys, and then they had a unit for girls, and like there would be like 30 some boys on one unit from the ages of 11 all the way to 17, and the same for the boys unit. And on the girls unit, there were so many young girls who were brought to Orlando from Washington DC for the program, and they were already pregnant from grown men in their late 20s, early 30s, and these girls are only 15, 14. And I'll never forget, there was one young lady, she was pregnant, but she was strong as an ox, you hear me? Strong. And it was so sad because she had so much built up aggression. Like, it would take 10 and 15 people to try to really like calm this girl down. It would take a lot of people to calm her down. And sometimes she would ask for me, and I would go over there and she would just calm all the way down, because you gotta really, really meet somebody where they at, but then let them know they don't have to always act like that too. You know, these kids need, it's a lot of kids out here that need real mentoring and need help, because some adult has abused them, took advantage of them, and hurt them in so many ways. And I'm telling you, some of the stuff we've heard. Yeah.
And sometimes you even got to share your hurt with a hurt person in order for them to get themselves in a place that they know that, hey, everything will come to pass. That too that you going to will pass, but it's up to you to have some self-control and want to get past.
And in these psychiatric facilities, y'all, they don't want you telling these kids about your past. They don't want you talking about yourself to them. They don't want you saying any of that. And then my thing is too,
within reason.
Within reason. Yeah, within reason. They don't want you saying too much about anything, really, to be honest. They don't. But the thing about it is, with some of these facilities, is that if anybody don't know you human like them, or you've been through anything, how do I feel like you can relate to me? A lot of times kids are going to have a wall up with you too, because they don't feel they can relate. You haven't been through anything. Yeah, I don't need to tell you in details everything that has gone on in my life, because some things are not appropriate for you to know because of your age and your maturity level. So some things I would probably, if I was talking to a 14-year-old, I would say, hey, you know what? When I was 14, I had got in an altercation with the police and I was arrested. You know, nobody thought I was gonna make it because I had all this built up of anger and I was getting in fights all the time at school. A 14-year-old kid listening to that story, which is a true story, y'all, can relate to me, can relate to what I've been through. Yes, I was arrested and locked up in DJJ, and I was like, man, when I got locked up, it was like it was like an awakening in a sense. But then it was like, man, I'm sitting around all these other kids who in here who have no plans on getting out and doing right. They plan on getting out and being even bad. I'm just a kid that's smart. I know I have potential, but nobody is really trying to push me to greatness. Everybody's talking about how bad I am. I'm always getting in fights. I'm always getting suspended from school. So I had to tell myself that, you know what? Even if nobody is willing to advocate for you, be your own biggest advocate.
That's right.
I told myself, I said, you know, after I get out of DJJ, I'm going to straighten up my act. So when I hit high school, y'all, I started making straight A's. I did a 360, and I made straight A's, and I graduated class president. My mom cried so hard. She was so honored that day. You know what I'm saying? Because I had been in so much trouble, but nobody took me to the side and said, hey, I too was 14 at one time, and I was doing the same stuff you was doing, going down the wrong path, but I was able to accomplish this, this, and this, and you can do it too. And that's what I want to be for another young lady, another young man.
And they need to see that. And a kid will understand, and they're so intelligent, they'll know if you're telling them the truth. Or
based on what you say going on. I remember sitting in court that day.
Yeah, because some of the things coincide with each other.
Even though it's a different time,
it is
still
the same thing. It just changes a little bit.
You know what was so sad, y'all? This SRO officer, I still remember his name to this day. He was doing this to all the black kids. When I was sitting in court and I had those cuffs on me, on my wrists and on my ankles, and I was sitting there and my hair, I had really long, thick hair, y'all. Really long, thick hair. I always have. And it was all bushed out everywhere. My mom was sitting in the courtroom, and I was sitting there next to 3 other black boys that I went to school with, that he also did the same thing too. So we all wrong to the point where you gotta beat on us like that, throwing us to the ground. And I guess because I defended myself, because I had a lot of built up anger, so he aggressing on me, I aggressed back on him too. And he had a hard time getting the cuffs on me, you know what I'm saying? So they arrested me and gave me battery on a law enforcement officer and everything like that. But I learned from that you know what? You gotta move differently in this world. Okay, yeah, you black, the odds are against you in some circumstances, but are you gonna let that stop you? Are you going to let that keep you from greatness? Are you going to be one of those delinquent children that grow up and be just a delinquent adult who keeps getting in and out of trouble, going in and out of prison, never have no real life for yourself? Is that who you really are? No, that's not me. Sometimes you got to be the biggest pep talk in your head. And you got to teach your kids that too. No matter what no other child is doing, know that you got your own mind. Be a leader. Do not be a follower. My mama preach that and preach that and preach that. Be a leader, not a follower.
Well,
not a follower.
You got to be your biggest cheerleader.
You do.
And when others don't cheer, you got to be shaking them.
You got to be and clapping for yourself. Clap loud for yourself. Clap loud for yourself. Because everybody's not going to clap for you. People sometimes are waiting to clap for your failure, your downfall. People are waiting on that. So I know that if God blessed me to be a mother, to parent somebody, to raise someone, I am going to be the best I can be, because I know what it's like not to really feel supported, not to have those pep talks. I'm going to have those moments with my kids. I'm going to be happy to help my child with homework. I want my kid to know that homework is fun. We're going to make it fun, make it a good experience, because guess what? If you keep on coming at your kids with negativity, you don't care, you don't want to be bothered, and you only care about yourself, they see that stuff. These kids see, they watch us. And I'm not saying that Maleah Davis' mother wasn't a good mom, that she didn't raise her children right, because I don't know her. But I know one thing, my daughter couldn't have been left with that fool, because I'm telling you, there are warning signs there about him.
Always.
Ain't no way.
Always.
If it ain't Keys keeping our kids, or me, somebody with us, if I'm doing business, I'm handling something, it's gonna be somebody that I trust with me while I'm there watching. I'm watching everything. You sit right here with my kid, please. I see what's going on. I'm serious. You hate to be that way, but I gotta be that way. I gotta be that way. I gotta protect my kids so that nobody can just hurt them, do them harm, treat them any kind of way. I can't have it. Can't have it.
It's sad, man.
Yeah, because that thing really bothered me. It bothered my spirit because I have such a compassion for kids, man. I mean, I'm telling you, I have so much compassion for kids. Like, even when I've been in the public and the kids say, you got $1, is handing it over, you know? I just do. And I hate to hear about kids being hurt. I'm sorry, baby. Go ahead.
Yeah, it just... I'm lost for words. I just to hear that.
Yes, sad.
Wow, dismember.
Yeah.
What man? You know, you hear a lot of things. Shaking syndrome.
Yeah, baby
drop
shaking syndrome.
drop a baby.
On their head, yeah.
All kinds of things. You beat them. Or all. I don't know.
None of it's acceptable, but that right there. That's like on some serial killer type, you a maniac type stuff. Like what that baby did to you, that you gonna do it like that. And then you go to the police and lie and fabricate a story about your car was stolen and some men took her from the car. You ain't even sound, dude. He should have known that story was gonna get busted up so quick by the police. And there's always cameras everywhere.
The baby crying or... the girl
and think about
here.
this, she had been having brain surgeries. So ain't no telling like what kind of behavior she was displaying because of those brain surgeries. You know, and you just don't never know what kind of situation the young baby was in. But it's like, wow, I don't care what was going on with that kid. To do any harm to her, is unacceptable. Period. Point blank.
Y'all share with us, you know, some difficulties. If you know something like that's, you know, that you can share. If it possibly was somebody in your family, possibly you.
Or how were you treated like that? Yeah.
Tell us how you got through it. Tell us how the friend got through it. You know, that's sad. We just want to do more for the kids out here in the community.
They need that good support system.
We most definitely gonna be volunteering. If y'all know of places here in Orlando before we get out of here to move to Georgia, let us know. We don't mind coming through and volunteering our time. Also, once we get to Georgia, we most adamantly going to be trying to find places that's going to be good to work with kids and try to share our
and start our own organization to help kids, you know, because there's some things I really want to help younger youth learn. There's some things I want to help teens learn, because everybody's at different levels in their life, you know. You wouldn't necessarily be talking to a 10-year-old about a job interview or how to dress for a job interview, you know what I'm saying? But you probably want to more or less deal with them on their behavior and things they're dealing with in school and getting them to build a rapport so they'll be open to talk about what's happening in the classroom. If the teacher is inappropriate or there's somebody else in the class inappropriate or teacher's aide, you know, these kids will speak up and open their mouth and say something.
Instead of shutting down.
Yeah, I want to empower kids to speak up and say what it is that's going on, because sometimes our kids are suffering in silence, and we don't want that. We don't want that. We want to advocate for every child to speak up and say what it is that's going on.
All right. So, y'all like this video? Give it a thumbs up.
Share the videos. Ain't gonna hurt nothing to share nothing.
Get down there in the comments.
Hit us up.
Holla at your boy.
Holla at your girl.
Push that subscribe button.
If you haven't already now.
Hit that bell. Bing! So you can be notified of all the content, all the videos that we have in store for you. All right. If you're a new subscriber, welcome to the Double M Kingdom.
And we'll see you in our next video.
Love y'all. We out.
Bye.